Hello, welcome to Consciously Healthy. I'm Claire.
I'm Laura.
And today we're going to talk to you about how to eat healthily on the run.
Yes.
Because a lot of people say, I can't do eating healthy because at work I just have to go and grab something from the convenience store or whatever. Yeah. And we want to dispel that myth.
Absolutely. Okay. What tips have you got?
Okay, so obviously, if you can make your own food and take it with you, that's the ultimate, right?
I tell you how I navigate that is, if I need to go into work, is over the weekend I'll make a huge batch of soup and then I will put it into different Tupperwares and put it in the freezer, and then I just have to heat it up and stick it in a flask and take it with me.
That's pretty easy, isn't it?
It's really, really easy. Even I can do that. Although I did think today, as I'm sat here in white, I was eating a beetroot soup going, this is so dangerous. I'm living on the edge.
Yeah, because you are quite a well-known spiller. Mm-hmm. It's what we have in common.
Yeah.
We like to get in our dinner. It's quite true.
Yeah.
My 12-year-old laughs at me when she's picking bits of food out my hair. You're in your dinner again, mummy. Oh, so glamorous. Not really.
I also really like protein shakes in the morning, which is a really easy breakfast solution because you've just got the powder, you mix it with water or with a dairy-free milk, and as long as you get yourself a decent protein shake, it can be a really good start to the day.
So as a really good one, we would recommend things like pea protein, we would recommend hemp protein, for some people whey protein or lactose-free whey.
For some people, soy.
For some people, particularly menopausal women or people with low estrogen or progesterone imbalances. However, you can really eat healthily from a convenience store. Well, I mean, it's not like, organic and, grass-fed and happy, but you can get by. Though we were quite recently in a convenience store trying to eat quite healthily, and we kept picking up little packets of ham and throwing them down in disgust because it was like 20% meat and 80%
bits of plastic.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't even know it hasn't been near an animal.
That's not ham.
It depends what you mean by convenience store, because I know that we can eat pretty well if we go into something like a Marks and Spencer's or a supermarket, but if you're going into sort of a corner store, I don't think I've ever found food in a corner store. So
but most convenience stores, the worst case scenario would be things like ham, or cold meats, chicken. Again, it's not the ideal chicken because we would prefer them to be organic and free range and happy hens, but we're talking worst case scenario. So chicken, a lot of places do cook chicken. Now, of course, we always talk about PFC balance. So actually just going back to Laura's protein shake, we would be recommending that you made sure that with your protein, there was some good carbohydrates, so something like half a banana or some fruit, and also some fat in there. So something like, one of my favourites is protein shake with some almond butter and half a banana.
Or some peanut butter.
That's the ones without sugar. Rude. With half banana, just delicious. So a good, some people prefer coconut oil with berries, but whatever, protein, fat and carbohydrate. So once you've got that, you can take that to a convenience store. So it might be the meat. Personally, I always go for, if they sell prawns, packets of prawns, that's a little bit less messed around with. So prawns.
I tend to like eating meat with maybe either some little carrots or some fruit. I like things like blueberries. The darker the fruit, the better, because it won't spike your blood sugars. And anybody who's suffering with IBS, darker fruits tend to be a little bit easier
easier on the digestion. So your protein with your meats or your prawns. Fat, again, you can just go for things like cheese. You can go for nut butters. In a real push, I'd go for hummus, but it has to not be full of like rubbishy hummus. It would probably need to be organic, so you might find that. I'm a bit of a snob.
So you go cheese above hummus?
When it comes to a convenience store, probably, because their hummus is unlikely to be made with lovely olive oil and stuff and have a load of E numbers in it. So you can also go with something like a full fat plain yogurt and have your carbohydrate could be some of the berries.
Yeah.
So it's about just finding those balance. But basically, there is never a circumstance ever where either of us would go for a wrap or a chocolate bar or a sandwich or a packet of crisps.
No.
It just doesn't happen.
Don't need to.
You can usually get nuts that haven't got salt on them.
Yes. Not roasted.
Not roasted.
So, naked nuts.
There is so many options, actually. So that's how we would recommend eating healthily on the run. And if the worst comes to the worst, if you're kind of in a coffee shop and they've really only got pastries, then something that I've done before, and it's not my favourite go-to, mostly because we're not a big fan of grains, but if the worst comes to the worst and you're starving, actually a lot of places do things like porridge.
Yeah.
Porridge and half a banana, and it's a bit carby, but you can actually have full-fat milk put into it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Actually, if the worst comes to the worst, I always have things like protein bars in my bag, and so even if it's
you do have a wonderful handbag, that's the thing that I tend to forget.
So you like entire protein shakes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, when you go to the supermarket, it's stocking up on things that you can pop in your bag if you know that you're going to get caught short. So, I mean, the protein balls aren't ideal, but
tends to be quite a lot of things like brown rice syrup in.
But can be better than something more rubbishy.
And if I'm going near a supermarket, I tell you what I do like is if they've got one of those fresh rotisseries, then I sort of tend to get like a quarter of a chicken, a bag of salad, and some fat to go on it. So
or a packet of tomatoes or something.
Yeah,
so
that's not the fat. Like some feta cheese. I
was thinking about the salad. I was thinking when you said salad,
feta cheese or something. So basically, a lot of our clients say, well, I'm struggling because I, have to shop from a convenience store. And my argument is always, you can still eat healthily. Yeah. In fact, I remember the lovely dietitian Cassie did a segment for TV when she went out with someone to a drive-through, and she chose what she would choose as a dietitian and they chose what they would choose. And she was always saying there are so many salads, you can get the plain grilled chicken, there's you can often ask for olive oil or cheese for your fat. There's just so many options. Basically the trick is to get clued up on actually what you can eat, and so you can avoid the stuff not to eat.
One of the really nice things that I heard was when you go into a supermarket, and I know this is for the UK, so I don't know what it's like in other countries, but if you think about going around the outside of the supermarket and avoiding the stuff inside, so on the outside we tend to have the fresh fruit and vegetables, and then it comes round to the deli, so you've got the chickens and the meats and the fish, and you've got a bit of yogurt and some fats and bits and pieces on the side, and then you kind of done.
Oh yeah, great, because of course if you can't eat cheese, then a great option for your fats are olives.
Yeah, which tend to be on the outside of supermarkets.
True. Worst case scenario then, prawns, olives, and a banana.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's really possible.
Or chicken, peanut butter and a banana.
Yum. So that's our ideas. We'd really love you to share your ideas and the things that you find difficult. So if you're finding that really challenging, then get in touch, let us know, because we would love to support you and help you find ways through it. So subscribe so that you can hear more of our ramblings, and find us on Facebook, which is balanceones.uk, and
tune in next time.
Yeah. Happy eating.